I'm Mike Moorhead. I'm the owner of Puro. I'm terribly sorry to hear that you've experienced a property loss. We understand the stress and emotional toll it can take, and Puro is here to get things back on the right track for you. My team and I are truly grateful for the opportunity to help you navigate this difficult situation. I've worked my entire career to ensure that you'll be receiving service from only the best industry professionals.
Puro Professional Services has been in the disaster recovery business since 2007, with a leadership team boasting over 50 years of combined expertise and too many awards to even list.
We hold the industry's highest recognized certifications from the Institute for Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration certification, with multiple team members holding the Master Restorer title, the highest possible degree of education for restoration professionals.
As our customer, you are protected by our $5 million umbrella insurance coverage and our completely transferable 5-year warranty. We make sure that you are not just restored, but protected for years to come.
One of the most important parts of any disaster project is thorough documentation, and we are simply the best at it. Every project we do includes full 3D scans and 4K definition of all of the damaged areas, both before and after any work is completed. This way, we don't miss a single square inch of visual documentation. If you are filing an insurance claim, this is especially helpful to ensure that the claim representatives can verify the scope of work and any damages to your property. It's also extremely useful if you have lost any personal property or contents.
Aside from the obvious and present issues you can see, excess moisture or contaminated water can create serious and lasting damage to your biggest asset, your home. Dry rot, mold, and even bug infestations show up very quickly following a water loss that goes untreated or improperly handled.
Puro is here to ensure that you are clean, safe, dry, and ready to begin the rebuilding process. Structural elements like wood, plaster, and in some cases hardwood floors can appear and even feel dry, but still hold a lot of bound moisture. Our technicians and specialized equipment are here to ensure that we do not leave any of that excess moisture behind. Our first step is to thoroughly track the pathways water has taken and the materials it has affected. Once we have our moisture map determined, we begin the process of extracting any visible or easily removed water. Following extraction, we always try to save whatever we can. Unfortunately, we may have to remove some building materials because they are either impeding the drying process or because they are not able to be restored. Another reason we may have to remove materials because of black water contamination. The IICRC standard for water mitigation requires the removal of most non-structural materials that have been affected by sewage or grossly contaminated water, only because they pose a potentially serious health risk to you and your family.
If we have to remove any materials in accordance with the IICRC water mitigation standards, we will then begin the cleaning process. This process also includes evaluating any contents or personal property that may have suffered water damage. We will create a list of the damaged items that cannot be restored and submit that to your insurance company. We will also clean and dry any contents that we feel can be restored to pre-loss conditions or better. During cleaning, we will ensure all debris, dirt, and contaminants are completely removed from the affected and adjacent areas. We then apply a powerful antimicrobial product to eliminate any potential for harmful bacteria, health risks, and mold spores. Puro uses only food-grade cleaning products.
The most important part of the water mitigation process is drying the structure. We will use established math equations as published by the IICRC to calculate the atmospheric needs of your project and place drying equipment accordingly. All water losses require 3 things to be dried properly. 1, air movement and circulation to evaporate the moisture from the surface of building materials into the air. 2, the dehumidification to remove the moisture from air created by evaporation. And 3, a contained area to keep the humid air from spreading to unaffected areas and to help us control the drying chamber.
The equipment is going to be loud, but please do not turn it off or adjust the settings. It will slow down the drying process, and the equipment may have to remain in your home longer.
The drying chamber and adjacent rooms are going to get hot. Please remove any candles or other heat-sensitive items, like plants, from those areas so they are not damaged. Also, feel free to set your thermostat to a temperature that is most comfortable for you.
Dehumidifiers draw the moisture from the air at a crazy fast rate. They auto-pump all that water via drain hoses. We will set those drain hoses into sinks, drains, toilets, showers, etc. Please do not pinch or obstruct these hoses. Our technicians will make sure they are secured prior to leaving your home today.
Remember we talked about containment? Please do not open or close any doors or windows unless the technicians indicate otherwise. Maintaining a drying chamber set to ideal parameters is important to speed up the drying process. Our technicians will distribute the power needs of our equipment evenly and ensure everything is running smoothly prior to leaving. However, sometimes something as simple as running a vacuum in the next room could cause a power surge that automatically trips a breaker in your electrical panel. It is nothing to be concerned with, as it is somewhat of a common occurrence. If this happens, please call us right away and we will send a technician over to redistribute the power and ensure it does not happen again. The average drying time is between 3 and 5 24-hour periods. Sometimes, like with hardwood flooring, plaster, and cabinetry, drying can go even longer. If you have any questions about how long you think your project may dry, please ask the production team leader to walk you through the drying plan.
Another vital part of a successful water mitigation project is monitoring the wet materials and environment to make sure we are drying them efficiently and effectively. Typically, a technician will visit your project daily until it is dry to check the moisture content of the affected materials, ensure all the equipment is functioning properly, and to make any adjustments that could help speed up the drying progress. These visits take place typically during business hours and occasionally on weekends. Please let your production team leader know if you prefer mornings or afternoons so that we can get you into your preferred slot. We will always send you a notification when we are on the way. On the final day of drying, when all of your building materials and property have returned to dry standards, we will perform a final cleaning, remove all equipment, and walk you through the project to address any questions or concerns that you may have. For a few days following drying, don't be surprised if there is a distinct mechanical or even musty odor. It will dissipate completely within a day or two.
While we may be experts when it comes to these types of situations, we still need a little help from you. Communication is arguably the most important piece of the puzzle. We will provide you with all of our relevant contact information. Be sure to save it and keep it handy. We encourage you to contact us whenever you have a question or concern. We also ask that you remove certain items from the work areas: guns and weapons, personal items, priceless heirlooms, prescription medications, collectibles, money, sensitive personal information, and all valuables or items that cannot be replaced. While our staff is highly trained to be especially careful and intentional with your home and its belongings, it's still essentially a construction site, and we would hate to misplace or accidentally damage something that's important to you.
You probably are wondering how the money works on something like this. We utilize a program called Xactimate. This is the exact same software that insurance companies use to determine their pricing. We will work directly with your claims representative to make sure that PuroClean and your insurance company are on the same page and arrive at an agreed claim total. After all of our on-site work is completed, the initial reports are prepared and sent to everyone involved in your claim. So you may see a few emails following your project. Please keep them for your records.
So again, from my team and I, thank you for allowing PuroClean to help you in your time of loss.